Welcome. On this channel, I do unscripted, unedited videos of Linux programming and stuff. If you're new to the channel, you should check out video number 1 that explains the format, and video number 23, which explains the current project. And with that, I'm going to kind of jump right back in where I left off in the previous video. I'm in the middle of trying to create a thin slice of like all the functionality, not in the sense that it's complete, but that it can load the config, it can load the state file, it can start to listen on a socket, etc. None of that is intended to be robust in the fashion of it's the final iteration, but my approach to writing code is generally to get that thin slice of all the functionality in its most primitive form, and then to start to iterate on it. And what I was doing in the previous video is just kind of shoring up, improving my code, as explained in the intro videos. I'm returning to C after nearly 25 years of not using it. I truly don't know what I'm doing, and so you should not be following along to try and learn from me. You should be following along to watch my mistakes. So what I did in the previous video was I switched over to standard ints and int types. I've kind of decided that that's going to be my approach. The server code probably will never really truly be intended to run on many platforms, but the client code will. And I think I'm just going to treat both code bases the same. Maybe for fun, someday down the road, I'll be writing a Pi client for this. And so that's just one of the things that I want to be able to kind of explore, is the flexibility of writing for multiple targets. No particular reason, it's just a learning thing. Anyway, with that said, in this video, I'm going to kind of continue on that path. So previous one, I looked at standard int and int types. In this one, I am going to start to look at tests in general. I'm not sure if it'll end up being, if I'll actually write tests for state, but I want to bring tests into the project. So just verifying the only change right now is in the to-do, right? And that is probably just moving, int types to done. So I am not in Vim, that does not work. Now, I've looked at tests a little bit in the past. I know that I intend to use, I'm going to look it up, is it Unity tests, C-tests? I'm fairly, this is the one. It is an incredibly, it seemed to be in my first experiments. Is this where? Yep, it's just these 3 files that I'm going to end up needing. And I know what I want, at least what I'm thinking right now, is I have a test folder, and I'm not even going to clone these. I am literally going to copy them. And do they have, let's go back and take a look if they have releases and tags or anything like that. So they do have 11 tags. We will check out this particular, there we go. So we're taking, instead of taking right off of main, which may be a development branch, I'm not sure, I will, we'll pull right off of here, which is the 261 tag. And I'm going to look at each of these raw, so nothing weird happens when I do this. Actually, if I just go back, what I was just thinking is I'll just download them, the individual files. So, weekend, and dropping them in downloads is good enough for now. I probably should check them out and have a cloned repo and something that copies them over, but for now this is what I am doing. Okay, so going back to code. Oops. Move all the Unity stuff into test. I thought I was in the test folder. Oh, I probably typed test. Okay, so we have those there. We need a make target for test. And I have one, I think. Maybe not. Ooh, I do not. Okay, so let's, what do we got right now? So we have a make target. So let's think a little bit about what I do want. I want just make, plain make. It should build. So basically, I want just make to build the target with debug symbols. And that's really about it. I want make release to do the full optimized build. So that's how you would get that. Debug symbols and instrumentation. Right, so that's the one that we'll normally be running during development. I want make test to run the above, run the test using. So I don't even need to say that. So I want that to build. I'll say it differently. Okay, so here's always where I get a little bit of a... Oh, damn it. What do I got going on? I had some weird key combo going there that... I don't know what it was. I have a hard time with this keyboard. I picked up a new keyboard and it's just ever so slightly not right. My fingers end up in the wrong places too often. Okay, so I want make... So what I would normally have is make run. So where I'm conflicted is, do I also build all of the, when I just type make, I think I will, this is how I'm going to set it up. So when I do this, it's not only going to build the target, but it's also going to build the tests. The build times are so slow right now, and I should just, get to a point where I'm primarily using the tests anyway. So make just does that. Make run runs the target, but not the test. Make test runs the test. Make release builds the full optimized one. Make install does install. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Well, I was thinking about make all to build the tests. It isn't all if I do it that way. I could sorry, kind of locking my brain up here. I'd like to separate building the tests. Well, it might be too subtle. Make tests builds the test targets. Make run runs the default target in the so just make is going to build my default target. Make debug is going to run it inside of the debugger. Make tests will make all of the test targets. Make test runs the test targets in the debugger. Make release build full optimized target. Make install installs the release target. I think that's the way I'm going to do it. And so the particular goal is my normal make, which is going to be, I think that the way that I'll do this is make trying to figure out what I'm going to name the targets here. So this one clearly is just name, which is currently Space Captain. So this is effectively the release build. And this is the debug build. And the tests are going to run in the debug builds also. But does this all make sense? For now, I don't need I don't have a build target. Make debug is a target that's supposed to run the debug build. That's what it does. So these are just kind of extras. I'll drop that down here. Run is supposed to, according to this, Uh, okay. All builds all the targets. That's easy enough. Debug runs the debug target in the debugger. Run runs the release target. Yeah. So this thing should take arguments too. We'll test that in a bit. Install isn't what I care about. So tests, make tests is the one I care about right now. And okay, so okay. What I want this to depend on, let me see, what am I going to... Oh, I'm going to end up working on a makefile here. I didn't really want to. Okay, we're going to go really simple route for now. And I'm not going to treat the individual tests will be something I can run in the future. But what I'm going to do for right now is simply this. In the test folder, I'm going to treat it like the same kind of Unity build that the application is. So, so we're going to have a test.c, and literally what I'm going to do is include, so what are the two modules that I have today? It's the state. So right, it's a couple. It's state, it's network, it's game, and config. So what I'm going to do is like config.h. These are actually coming from source. So like so. So we get config, game. Some of these are kind of empty right now. Network, state, right? Config, game, network, state. And literally, what I am... Do I even want to do it that way? I think I don't. Okay, so I got it figured out here. I think we'll see. So first off, I'm not pulling anything in from the parent or from this directory. It's coming from the tests directory, and it's going to be test.c, test.c. Each one of these okay, so let's go. I'm gonna have to go find an example of how to use this, but what we're gonna do here is let's close that. Let's in test. I want a config test.c. It is going to include source, include, I'm going to, let's only do one of these for now, get it working. Include from the source directory config.h and config.c. And then it's going to have a main. I forget what the Unity test framework main looks like. Let's jump over and take a look at an example of using it. So, examples, that's what we need. Example 1. Do we have a okay, so it's going to look something like this. Let's go back. All right, Unity begin, run test. At most, we're going to have 1 right now. So Unity begin test production code. So that's okay. So the main then. This is we're only going to have the way we're doing it. I'm going to do it right now. Is we're only going to have the 1 main. And it's going to, I don't have to include this here because, well, maybe I do. Let's take a look at what they're doing here. So like test production, but they're not actually requiring that anywhere else. Let's try with just this for the time being and see if that works or if I have to include the others. So this is clearly this must be a test that is inside of one of the files there. So we're including testproduction.c, and we're getting this big ass giant function name that is in this file. It is. So what we got going on here is, let's just copy all of that and all of that. That gives us 1 test. Okay, so this is the config test. Oh, I don't think I copied that. We come back. Where am I at here? So all of that much. And so I just want to test so Unity H, the Unity H will pull in Unity internals, so we don't have to. I'm going to move, I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm moving that to main. So what I have is main. That represents, that's where all the tests are going to get pulled in. Config tests. Okay, so, oops, what did I just do? Oh, yes. Wanted to look at this one. Config tests. So I'll have config tests and state tests and all the other modules that I have. I have main, and then I have the Unity bits, and that's what'll be in this folder. And then for the time to build it, what I need is much the same as what I have going on in release. And so let's just copy. Let's copy this one. So this is building the tests, and the target for this is going to be. Let's just do that for now. It's not the stuff that's in source that I want. It's the stuff that's in test, as well as this makefile, as well as. No. See, I almost had that wrong. The hell did I just do? Oh, I opened a tab in Ghosty. Too many things are bound to keys. Okay. The tests in the end use everything that is inside of source as well as everything that is inside of test. But when we go to build it, the only thing we need to do is to reference test main. It will pull everything else in for us in the correct way. Much like I have a run, I want make test, and what it's going to do is, so the target up here for tests is to build a space captain -test, and what we want in this then is to run space captain -test. It's the make. This is the test. It doesn't need those arguments. Okay, so let's. Okay, so I didn't change the name of something. No rule for test. So I have, phony, yeah. What happened? Okay, so let's simplify things. Let's take main test here, and let's just get a hello world to work. Except for I have to do it in proper syntax. we're going to need okay, I'm going to simplify the writing of this right now. So I have to type the target name if I want to build this. So I'm going to do a, let's just add it to the alls. They do build fast enough at the moment. Okay, so they all built. Tree bin. I do have a space captain test. Space. And that works. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. What I want to do now is slowly... what the hell? Vim... Oh. Test main. I want to slowly put this back together, so we'll leave standard IO there. Let's bring in Unity H. That doesn't complain. I didn't use it for anything. Let's, clearly it's not going to find this. So I don't know if I have to require it like I was there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say Unity begin test. And that corresponded to the config tests file. Oops, didn't want to do that. Well, that ran. Or it did something without blowing up. I don't know that I'll give it any more credit than that. I want to see if we're hitting these. Okay, so standard IO is always being pulled in before, so it should be Unity.h is always being pulled in before these, but I want this to reference its actual bits. I mostly just want to see if I don't need this, and I just want to see if these are being hit. Okay, undeclared. In main C, test foo is undeclared. So test foo is being called here. If I do this, is it declared? No such file. So that is happening inside of main C, config test C. It's plural. Okay, so that makes sense. That completely makes sense, right? Because I did pull in Unity, but there's no way that it would have this file until I pull it in here. Make all. I get all kinds of shit that blowed up. You know, one of the things that might cause me a problem is I don't have I'm not actually using these right now, so I don't need them. We still got an error though. Undefined reference to unity begin, unity assert equal number. Those are undefined. Okay, so that's just a problem with so here's the test runner. The only thing it pulls in this is not defined. Okay, I think I'm gonna call. Let me think here. So let's go back up into example 2. Test. So test production. Okay, so that's example 2. Example 3, what is its readme text? There's what you want, the simplest possible example. So we have a test folder. We have test, maybe not, still. Okay, I actually did do a video where I got building tests before, and they were simpler than what I'm doing right here. I may pop back and take a look at that, and then I'm going to pick up in the next video with that, and we'll finish this out. So I'm just going to leave this exactly as it stands right now. Clearly, actually, where am I at with make all? So I don't want to make all. I want a just I want my make tests. Right, so make tests, which doesn't have a let's do a phony target for tests that only includes that target. So we try to build test main C. We have an undefined. Okay, so let's relax the. Let's just completely relax all of the. So an undefined reference to unity assert equal. Oh. So again, let me get to, I've stripped out all of unity. I want to make sure I know what error I'm looking at. Undefined reference for unity begin. I would have expected, is unity begin that here. So if I go back to the example I was looking at, which was number 1, and if I look at in the test folder, in the test runner, and then test runner 1, no. So I thought maybe it was this define that I was missing. But Unity begin, I would have expected to be defined in the Unity in Unity.h. And what do we got going on here? So right, the only thing I have up here is standard IO. I could copy them, right? I don't see why. But Unity begin, Unity default, test run. So all of these are undefined at the moment. I would have expected them to be pulled in from Unity, leaving me a little on the confused side. Okay, so I'm gonna take a break here. I'll pick up right where I left, where I'm leaving off once I've gone back and look at how I solved this the last time. When I come back, I'll tell you what video number it is. I don't remember off the top of my head. So see you in the next one.